Hello everyone, Shamna Lea here from Goddess Creations. I do hope you can hear me because I'm quite curious as to whether it works, but that is not important. In fact, I can already see that that we are live, and that is wonderful. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you the next step in the 5-step Lotus system, which is part of the Discover the Goddess Within program that I offer. Now, I know this might seem very clinical and dry, and why are we talking about this every week? Well, I want to be open and clear with you as to what it is that you get and what it is that I offer you in working together. And not only that, but I also want to delve into it just by sharing openly with you so that you can already take out of it that which serves you now already. Just, it's like planting the seeds that I spoke to you about last week, planting your seeds, but the seed is then can sprout in its own time. And I'm talking about for you to come into whatever it is you need, your own personal empowerment. So hello, here I am, Shamna Lea, Goddess Creations, and I'm sharing with you about the coaching. So what I would like to talk about, of course, is the 5-step Lotus system. And part of it, that is just part of my coaching program. And it is a 5-step system where in the base, I journey with you for 13 weeks. Now, I want to make it very clear. I am talking about my program, but it's not about me. It's about you and what you need. And I'm just sharing, as I said, the steps so that you can benefit from it. And I would like to ask you, if you're watching, just say hi, post something in the comments so that I know you are there. And it would be handy if you let StreamYard know who you are, because then I can see who I'm talking to, which would be wonderful. So let's go over those 5 steps before, like I did last week. I'm just going to make sure that I am visible. Yes. So let me go over the 5 steps. The 5 steps are: A, sow your seed. That is where we set intention. I spoke about that in my previous video. We set intention as to what it is that you need, what it is that you desire. What is it? Where do you come from? What is it that you may let go of? What is it that you are putting into the ground to bring into fruition? So, there could be a hard shell around you, and, we can find out as to how we can peel that. I want to make something very clear here. In these sessions, especially in the first session, the intake session, is actually before Sow Your Seed, which I explained in my previous video. We go deep to find out what it is that you actually need. I want to make it very clear that I am not going to be actively reactivating old traumas. The only thing I need to do is to know what they were. And from there on, we can go to where it is that you desire to be, where it is that you need to be, where it is that you want to be. So that is what the first step actually is of, that is the intake, let's say, and the sow your seed. Oh, hang on. I have the sound on. That's not very smart. What I'm doing at the moment. Oopsie daisy. Forgive me. And I can see that Andrea is watching. Hello, Andrea. Thank you for watching. I'm trying to get my camera up here. See, new situations. So, hi, Andrea. Thank you for watching. And I look forward to speaking to you. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments. So, sow your seed is, as I said, the setting the intention, the first step where we set intention, where we actually lay the base for the next phases, the next things to come. It is where I spoke about it in the previous video. Ground your crown is the next step. The next step where we actually now start to work on the setting the foundation, the base, where the roots of the lotus, you see the lotus behind me, you see the lotus behind me, that plant, that seed is now starting to sprout, starting to anchor. That is what ground your crown is. And also, that's I found out when I was researching this for myself, is that the first sprout of a plant is called a crown. I had no idea. Isn't that lovely? So anyway, the roots then are being anchored, which means we are bringing all of your overactive antennas. All of what usually is the situation is that we as hardworking, driven women who are feeling anxious and are suffering from long-term health issues, because that is the person that I am serving. And if you recognize yourself in that, reach out to me. But these women are workaholics and are actually serving people all over the place and forgetting themselves. Why? Because the vulnerability is hidden behind a shield of armor, let's say. So that means that we struggle to open up and to be vulnerable. Grounding your crown, which is the first step. Grounding your crown brings us back to where we are, what it is that we desire, we need. I will get back to that in a moment, but I'm just going to share with you the other steps. So you have ground your crown, where, as I said, we get into the core, what it is that we need, and our basic health needs, let's say. What is our health asking of us, and what do we need to do? I just love it because I sound more serious, but when I'm actually working with you, for me, I am a child at heart. I just love to play. And it's that energy that can help you come out of the mud of the lotus. Dream your desires is the next phase. After those roots have set, you start to, as the lotus starts to reach out, elongate. What are now the things that you need? What are now the things that you desire? That is what Dream Your Desires now does. And in that, I'll talk about that in the next video, where what it is roughly that we do, not necessarily what, but what it means for you. Voice Your Value is the third step, or is it the fourth? It's the fourth step by now. It's the fourth step where we are talking about what your authenticity is, what your monetary value is, where you set your boundaries, and all of that. That's in Voice Your Value. And then a neighbor is drilling holes into the wall. Forgive me for extra noise. But Voice Your Value is where the flower starts to bloom and show herself. This is who I am. This is how I show up in the world. Do forgive me for the noise. I hope I'm not disturbing you too much. This is quite loud. So this is Voice Your Value. And with Heal Your Heart, this is where that flower that is now open and is bearing her seeds to the world has her gift to offer to the world. But not only that, what does she share with the world? How much does she share with the world? But not only that, see, there's an internal and external. Where does forgiveness show up? Where do you show your vulnerability? Where are those soft boundaries? Now, that's where Heal Your Heart is. So that is what I'm sharing with you today. As I said, do forgive me for the sound. It isn't the most ideal setting. Today we are speaking about Ground Your Crown. By the way, if you are interested in talking to me about this program, do reach out to me, and I'll repeat it later. Do reach out to me at info@goddesscreations.nl, because then I can be of service to you. Ground Your Crown. This is what the subject of the day. Ground Your Crown is the first step. And I do realize that I had forgotten to say one extra thing. Do forgive me, I seem a bit chaotic. The 5-step Lotus system is an internal and external journey. So it's like suppose you have a health issue, a situation that has been bugging you for a long time. You are in burnout. You are worried about, how am I going to take care of myself in the future? Where is my energy going to come from? Now, there are various angles to this journey. You have the healing that you can give yourself on the inside, which means that you need to feel safe. The first step is ground your crown. If you need to feel safe, you need to let yourself, trust yourself again. Get rid of all the stuff that doesn't serve you. And that's an internal journey. And you can go through all of those steps, dream your desires and voice your value and heal your heart. And all of that, in that creating your own safe space, is all part. So that's like all those steps are in that first one step. That's the internal journey. The external journey could be that you need to take care of something outside of the internal. So it's like, I need to create a safe space or stability to feel safe in real life. So that could be leaving an abusive partner. finding a different job. It could be um, dealing with your health in a better way. That's an external step. That's the first step you need to do on the external to be able to rebalance and realign your body for what it actually needs. Sounds very theoretical, but every person is individual. So that's what I mean with external and internal. So the external and internal journey is where you go through those steps on the inside to deal with what it is that you want to heal and, of course, get the happiness that you desire and deserve. But there is also the external journey where it shows up in your real life, where it could be that you manifest, as I have, a new home, or that new money, more money comes your way, or a new partner comes your way. See, these are the external show ups of, or that you have forgiven your family for things of the past. That relationship also gets better. These are the external show ups of the internal work, and you can work on them actively, or they can just fall into alignment, which is actually what is how I work and how I, what my focus is. So back to ground your crown. As I said, ground your crown is the first or second step after sowing your seed, after setting intention. Grounding your crown is where the roots start to, it's like the shell cracks open. And hear me in that, it cracks open. For you to embrace healing, you have to let go of the old. So it's like a life and death situation. It's like, and I don't mean like death, like that intense death version. I'm talking about it's to be able. Let's take the butterfly. Now I love talking about the butterfly. The butterfly was the caterpillar. So the caterpillar has been living its life and filling itself up with what it needs or what it needs to survive. And then it comes to that point where it's time and it spins this cocoon around itself and transformation starts. The transformation for that caterpillar is a life and death situation. For the caterpillar, in that cocoon becomes pulp. It lets go of all that it was before. It becomes mush. There's nothing left. Maybe that pulse of the heartbeat or whatever that life force energy is on the inside. And from that releasing of the old, the new gets born. And it becomes that butterfly. It recreates itself. I've said this also before. It's like Lego pieces. The Lego that you are, you have Lego, and you can break it down, but those are still individual Lego pieces. And you can rebuild them into what it is that you want to be, that you desire to be. It doesn't mean that you lose yourself. It's just that you are restructuring and reprogramming yourself. So this then is, as I would then say, a life and death situation. What it is that you don't need, you let go of. That is ends, that you leave that behind, let's say. So that is the life and death situation. And what you need to do then is to focus on your own personal safety. Your own personal safety, as I said, can be internal and external. It could be letting go of traumas of the past. It could be dealing with them, embracing them, coming into the awareness of what your part is, how much you hold on to, and what not. I don't know why I heard a sound. Now I see. So there. So you have to let go of what it is that you don't need anymore, and focus on the healing journey that you need. Now, there are many aspects to grounding your crown, and I realize that I'm trying to squeeze it all in, which of course is totally not possible. But the core thing is that the child in you has a need, has an intrinsic need. That child in you may have suffered a trauma. Now, trauma is also a very flexible word. Trauma could be something, as I've said before, something physical. It could be emotional, it could be mental, it could be that you are shut down verbally, anything that made you feel unsafe, as I said before. So that trauma has led you to believe something about yourself which does not serve you. For myself, I felt I was not good enough. I've had a few traumas in my past, and they have led me to believe I'm not good enough, I am ugly, um, I'm not lovable, and many of these things that I have had to deal with in the past. But in the meanwhile, that trauma created, as I have said before, that armor around myself. I wanted to protect myself from the outside world, and I became hard and harsh. Now, I'm talking about me. For you, it might have been different. But here it is, that armor disconnected me from my body. Me and my body were not in alignment. Spirit wants me to be a certain way, which is the lovable, happy child at play, let's say. But I had shut my connection with myself down, which of course is not serving me. So, how can you then take care of yourself? How can you ground your crown? And the crown part is also when you are in fight or flight, when you are feeling unsafe, you are hyper vigilant. Now, I recognize that. We can call it high sensitive, but actually it is because we are feeling unsafe, we are always looking to see where the danger might be coming from. And we don't even know we're doing it, which makes us see and feel someone's emotions well in advance. Someone can enter a room and you like, okay, let me just move over here, or cross the street when you see someone moving. You don't know that person, but you just want to cross the street when you see that person. That can mean that you actually have a trauma that has made you hyper vigilant. And it is that feeling of unsafety that has seeped into your body. Hello, Selena. Thank you for your comment. Let me just see what you were saying. Sorry. Oh, I made that mistake again. This is me playing with it, right? But I saw you make a comment. Let's see what you're saying. Sorry, darling. You're saying hello. Well, thank you, and hello, Selena. Thank you for responding. So when you are feeling hypervigilant, your body goes into a safety zone. It creates this armor. For me, it showed up as multiple sclerosis. Multiple sclerosis is a an autoimmune disease where the neural pathways are not quite doing what they should be doing, and therefore you can have body failures in certain ways. I've had that for more than 20 years. I'm not on medication. I'm not saying you should not be on medication, but I do know that my mindset, what I believe about myself, has kept me going for so long. And I know that there are many out there that may feel the same way or would want to feel the same way, where your dis-ease is no longer a big issue. So, how you can take care of yourself? You can work on your mentality. And I'm saying about realign your thoughts. You enter that feeling of self-love, where I myself do daily affirmations. I wake up in the morning and the first thing I do is I turn on my phone and I'm listening to affirmations. And I say them as if they are real. And I embrace them as if they are already so. And so, according to the law of attraction, what you focus on grows and it becomes more so. So I say affirmations and I listen to and I meditate and I journal and I'm expressing gratitude. These are all little tricks that seem, oh, we already know that. Sure, we already know that. But to do them is the core part of healing. Yes, Selena, you're totally right. Mindset is powerful. Absolutely. So you have the mindset part of grounding your crown, where you get the affirmations, choose the affirmations that suit you best, or choose the actions that suit you best. But not only that, there is also the health part, there's the body part, there's the food. What do you drink? What do you eat? How much sleep do you get? How much time do you actually take a break? Just to do nothing. How much do you gift yourself that? You know, so we're talking about food could be anything depending on what type of body ailment you have. What is the right version for you? I'm not saying everyone has to be vegetarian, and believe me, because it doesn't have to be, but you can at least adjust your food to being more organic or more biological or more fruits or more veggies, depending on your situation. Then you have the grounding, let's say, where you're connecting with nature. You go outside to nature. Nature is a very big thing. I'll get back to that. But grounding is really, for me, where you stand outside and you barefooted and you just feel the earth below you. It could also be that even sitting on a chair consciously, you may know this already. Focus on your feet and imagine them sprouting the roots. Yes, we're still talking about grounding your crown, sprouting those roots to the core of the earth, so that um, you feel like you are this tree, anchored, safe. That will keep you aligned. You can do that before you go into your job in the mornings, or go start a new business meeting, or come home to your kids. Ground yourself so that you are able to hold the energy that is needed, but not shoot into anxiety and up and above, and you're out of your body and therefore not connected and aligned. So food, and so you have the basic needs that you need to survive. The basic needs: the sleep, the rest, nature. Nature is a very big thing. I my healing journey, what worked very well for me was going outside and finding a big tree and just sitting with my back against it, just sitting. Now it's cold outside at the moment, but even then, you can take that cloth with you and you can just sit there on that cloth for half an hour or more and just sit there, listen to the birds, look at the clouds, watch people pass by. This will, and of course, have your back either on the ground and against the tree, or feet. Be aware of the ground underneath your feet if you don't want to sit on the ground. But that will help you drain away your toxins, your emotional toxins, and help you to embrace the healing that Mother Nature has to give to you. See, I'm just giving it all away. You don't need me, do you? But it is something I am very, very, very willing to share. The child in you, what is it? And that is my question for you. I would love you to share, if you can or will, what made you happy as a child? What made you sparkle these last few days? It's towards Christmas at the moment for me here. I discovered this Christmas song. It had me, I played it over and over for an hour. I was dancing through the room because the child in me was like, this is so much fun. So I would like to know, what is it that the child in you would love to do? How do you want to dance and play? What are the things that trigger you into feeling ecstatic, happy? Selena's saying that she has a big tree in her garden and she loves being in the park and loves water and the trees. See, yes, water is also a very healing thing, very serene. It makes you connect with nature, that view of nothingness, of peace, the birds. I love that. Thank you, Selena. That was wonderful. But yes, what is it that makes your inner child happy? Is it playing? Is it music? Is it dance? Is it games? And, here we are being grown ups in our big serious worlds, let's say. And there we are not playing anymore. Does it serve us? I think not. Why don't we tap into that? So these are the things that help you more, help you to heal your body more. So this is grounding. I'm just sharing the various things that can be done with regards to grounding. I'm not saying that this is what we do, but it is all part of the process of the grounding, of reconnecting with the inner child. But also, it's not all sunny and sunshine, no. But you also may look at what has hurt you in the past, and we can deal with it together. And I don't mean we have to peel it again and relive it. I'm not all for that. No, I'm like, let's feel safe with ourselves. Let us learn to trust ourselves again. And the trusting is that little child that you can imagine putting on your lap. Ask her, what is it that she needs? What does she want? Does she want more attention? Does she want you to take a break? Does she want to just play outside? Just sit and stare at clouds and see if you can see animals in the clouds. Sounds so simple, but it's so good for your body. It's so good for you. Just one of them. Just one of them. So this is me for now. And I'm saying if you are interested in going through the 13-week 5-step Lotus system, which is part of the God Discover the Goddess Within program, reach out to me because you deserve it to be whole and happy and well. In fact, you are whole and happy and well. You just have to remember so that your inner goddess can shine. You can reach out to me at info@goddesscreations.nl, and you can sign up for my newsletter, which will keep you posted on what I have to offer. Oh, and I forgot a very important thing. Anyway, this is the link to my newsletter. That is http://eepurl.com/hba_H5. Quite a mouthful, but you can sign up for my newsletter there. And I almost forgot that I have Christmas gift. It's for December, the whole month of December 2021. This coaching service, as I said before, I'm going to be offering it to 7 women. No, that's not in alignment to my energy. I don't want to have to count or decide who yes or who no. I am offering this 13-week coaching with me to go through the 5-step Lotus system to let your inner goddess shine. I'm willing to give it to any woman who feels anxious and is suffering with long-term health issues, who wants to find peace and to live a healthier lifestyle so she can let her inner goddess shine. Not just 7, every woman that signs up asks, it's not even sign up, just use that email address I just gave you and I'll get that intake call with me. That intake call is a big call. It's going to be a long call, and in that call, you are already getting the steps and the tips that you may need already, the insights you may already need before you even say yes to the program. And the program is usually at the moment 1,050 euros, but I am giving it away as my seasonal gift to you for only 1/10 of that amount, for 105 euros. Every woman who signs up for me at in December for this program, and we will be journeying for those 13 weeks. 1/10. And I can see, I don't know who it is, but someone is saying that preparing their own food makes them feel great. And I love that. Preparing your own food makes it great and gives you a feeling that when you do it yourself, it has a high frequency. I totally agree, because there is so much love and attention going in there. And it's Andrea, and because you are happy caring for yourself, it makes you happy. I totally agree. See, food is a very significant part of the healing, of the energy that you put into yourself, the choice of the food and the attention of the food. Thank you, Selena, for letting me know it was Andrea. So yes, reach out to me if you would like to join my 13-week coaching system for the giveaway gift, seasonal greetings gift price of 105 euros for 13 weeks with me going through this journey with you personally. I am more than willing to serve you, because that is who I am and what I am about. So to round up, I have this quote that I found and that it spoke to me. It is: the better you eat, rest, and refresh yourself emotionally, the better you will cope in the future. And it is a quote from Aviva Jolrom. I totally agree with this. Rest, refresh yourself emotionally, eat, sleep, all of those things. And actually, one thing should be added to there is get out in nature. Those are things that will really help you. So reach out to me. I'm Shamna Lea from Goddess Creations, and I'm wishing you a lovely week. And I'll get back to you next week with this next one. For now, this was Ground Your Crown, and I will see you next week. Reach out to me, send any comments. I will answer your questions in the comments, and I will see you next time. Thank you very much and have a lovely week. Shamna Lea, Goddess Creations. Bye.